You see, it's Moss 808 brought to you by the Esoteric Soji. Here to break down and bring up these alignments. So we can do something different, starting with, the Sun in Scorpio and Mercury and Mars, all in that stellium trining the moon in Cancer. While the moon's at Cancer, she is in her home place, in her private place. And the moon is coming out of its fulfillment space of sharing all the things that we were gaining our stability in, our security, our structure systems, our fixed way of using our own means of a status, but it's the status of what these particular things mean to us that make it credible for us to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labors and release certain expectations for the collective to be seen with, or for it to, be paid attention to as far as taking actions, inspired actions with deep motives and passions, and not stinging ourselves by assuming others are being, manipulative and things of that nature. So with Mercury and Mars, our passions and our way of logically accumulating an idea to reach out to the networks that we have is being supported by home, comfortability, privacy, family matters, and how these things, as the energy shifts from being fulfilled into the space of, the moon in Cancer, we have that gift and that ability to participate in that thing because, it's sextile in Venus. So it's like getting some help here because there's opportunity for our private and love, for comfort, and initiating a new way of feeling something. Like, it's an important task when you're able to make somebody feel a type of way, and by making them, not like as in having a control issue, like Venus and Virgo might be thinking it is. Nah, it is supporting us, being a supporting cast by taking all the things that are comfortable, taking all the things that are private, that not as far deep as 8th house privacy as the Sun, things that are given attention to, private things matters, but these are private and deep things dealing with our private matters, like you don't know what you don't know. So you're putting it out there that someone doesn't know what you don't know, but you, being in that space as a spirit, are using that leverage based on, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And by how you're facing that head on, you're initiating a vibe that, gives a new look and a new perspective to a desire or a passion or a deep motive that you are fixated on. It's taking you back into a deeper sense of root work, dealing with your family, And I keep going back to comfortability because the biggest growth comes from uncomfortability, because in the later degrees of moon in Cancer is going to be opposing Pluto in Capricorn, like going back direct. So it's an establishment that is already built, that's already established, that's already grounded. Right now you're just laying the groundwork for how this foundation is going to serve humanity, and how it's going to serve your networks, but not even that it's serving, but how that this new structure system is making people react and respond to it, right? Either in a comfortable way or uncomfortable way, Like, it's going to be opposing the things that you're fulfilled in, right? You're going to see how maybe you had a finished project, and how maybe you can go back and tinker on something because you're not having that sense of self-control or power or control over where and when and how it's built and what color, with this energy that is sextile in Saturn and on the cusp right there. It's fogginess. So you can clearly see the transformation and the power that you're taking over this structure. But certain areas, certain boundaries and restrictions are being, you know what I'm saying, hidden or in the mystical fog energy, where for the sake of humanity, you can go about your dreams and your illusions and be creative and be seen for your creativity, or being hard on your creativity, on using the logistics of your creativity. So that way, can't nobody really tell you shit, because the universe is already indulging you in that shit. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like that water trine, grand water trine, because Neptune is still in Pisces. So with the moon trining Neptune and Pisces, you know what I'm saying, you can bring a sense of comfortability, or bring something from your home that, you know what I'm saying, that you're reacting and responding to what's giving attention right now, which is deep desire, transformations, and passions. And you're able to bring that into a delusion, because without the delusion, you don't create an illusion. You don't put your ego into that, and therefore you don't derive something that you can relate with others, right? You initiated the vibe from your home space, from reacting, responding, being the mothering energy, right? But really, you are just bringing all your home and privacy and making it into a delusion, making it into something creative, making it into something that, you know what I'm saying, you can play it safe with having a dream and imagination, where you're not bringing it to the public spectrum, but you're making it more vast and more broad and more cosmic on the universal love kind of level, like how Jupiter is the higher octave of Pisces. This is the energy that Neptunian energy is going to be playing out. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, especially being at home, is more of, you know what I'm saying, the root work at the shore, like trouble in paradise. Like, yeah, you get the view, yeah, you get the sunny days, but at the same time, you still are seeing where different, you know what I'm saying, ways of initiating a vibe with emotions, with water, with connecting, and that mutability, you know what I'm saying, how that on the shores is different beaches, different shores, different angles, different currents, different riptides that can suck you back in. So you're relating different dreams and imaginations of how you can see the tide, of how the tide is useful, and all the things, all the desires and, you know, imaginations that are coming out of that are bubbling up out of that, because, you know, you get a higher perspective. Saturn, you know, on the cusp of Aquarius and the Pisces, when you are hovering above the ocean waters, when the sunlight is hitting that certain angle, where you can see certain sea creatures that are normally, you would think, is at the lower octave, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes they carry that message as a messenger closer to the shore, away from predators, away from being too deep. Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, and therein, like, you have this sextile in, right, because Jupiter, Taurus is in Cancer's exaltation, and Cancer is at home in the exaltation of Taurus. And it was just a lunar eclipse. So riding out that wave of where we are fulfilled, these two depositors of each other's exaltation, of each other's carnival or gun range, or just making analogies for different perspectives that get like something where your inner child can come out and have free reign to play out these energies, you know? So they're like, it's like having the cool uncle and the cool aunties, and being the cousins that come together and take the opportunity and go for that shit, especially with your past, you know what I'm saying, with the retrograde, Jupiter in retrograde and the Uranus retrograde, soon to be direct. You're like taking the opportunity to bring what has accumulated over these past cycles before it's gotten to the waning phase, to see what you are willing to keep and what is being released. What is you can add to the initiatives, the cardinal energy that you're pushing out, that's outstanding to, you know what I'm saying, your past, your past energies. Jupiter, you expanded so far out into the energies when you was exalted in the full moon for the harvest, for the hunter's moon, that Taurus is what you have collected, you know what I'm saying, after the hunt, because it is in conjunction. So you might misunderstanding, like keeping track of the process and the progress that you made during the hunt, coming out of using and sharing your fixed emotions about a relationship, like a higher octave Scorpio. That way you're not stinging yourself, because you're using that dry Taurus energy to be fixed on your own way and your things that you have, and making it pretty and not taking power control over it. You're letting it go out and do what it has to do. So that sextile, you're taking that opportunity to generate and re-examine, you know what I'm saying? Because Cancer, we examine, we read people like a book. We use the intuitive gifts because it takes a sense of intuition to know, as far as cardinal and mutable energies, to know how people are going to react and respond. Fixed signs, it doesn't really give a fuck about that kind of shit. So Cancer's bringing that attitude and energy to, Taurus, but Taurus is exalted, so it kind of has a way to know, because it knows what is valued at the surface level, right? Because everybody on the surface level is in their own world, in their own space, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really giving a shit what's going on with other people's world, but you are still participating. Everybody's doing the same thing, right? So it takes that self-awareness of what you have to be able to take that opportunity to just feel comfortable and feel at home with your past previous experiences that you either let go of, or that you're seeing the manifestations of, that are either bringing that instability or is bringing a unique and original way of your comfort zone. You're having a unique and original experience of your comfort zone and being original there with that sextile there. So those are the overall energies that are playing out with this moon, and it's conjuncting my sun sign. So whether you have your sun sign, like when it's going to be conjuncting the moon sign, it's bringing a broad, like a strong awareness to your actions and to your reactions, and why and how you're reacting the way that you are, especially with being at home, especially with coming out of the hunter's moon, especially with the sun being in the position of death right now. The moon being at home is like a sigh of relief, especially with the trine, because it's a gift of connecting with family members, because the 8th house is shared resources. So with just Gemini in conjunction, misunderstanding how you're relating the thoughts, Cancer is going to anchor these thoughts down, because it's going to feel the breeze whipping over the tides, whipping in the directions of the different tides in that spectrum. But it can still anchor in on its own wave and realize that it's affecting the air. It's bringing the nutrients. It's bringing deep vibrations, deep frequencies, deep, you know what I'm saying, how this energy travels, not like the river, right? The river of death, the river of blood, sun, and Scorpio allegory, and Mercury there too, logically thinking, because Mercury doesn't do well in water already, so it's in the fixed sign. So as far as modalities, Mercury is an assistant to cardinal energies that are pushing out that wave and letting things go. Mercury is going to develop all these different thoughts and carry out these different missions and things of that nature, and it's not so, you know what I'm saying, doing so well in that space. So with, you know what I'm saying, going back to Venus and Virgo, with these sextiles on both ends, sextiles of fixed, stable, and secure wisdoms and experiences, because you can overindulge. So the past things that you were overindulging with, as far as things that you have, or making it look pretty, or sharing it within yourself, within your surroundings, that create a form of instability, but it's creating that originality that you need, and it's bringing a comfortability there. And on the other spectrum, you have that relatability, because on that fixed end, it's cool, and on the Venus in detriment, it's sextile, so it's an opportunity to go too far, and Lilith is there, so you might have to jump in a situation, Pluto and Capricorn, where you feel uncomfortable, and when you're in that uncomfortability, the embarrassment from Virgo doesn't bother you and make you want to go back into your shell, because it's an opportunity, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity to generate a new vibe, you know, as far as your love matters, because it's as Cancer is comfortability, it's loving, it's nurturing, right? But it's nurturing the collective, because it has to nurture itself and the collective just by default, because it might catch that nurturing energy by taking the collective emotions that are weighing on us, you know what I'm saying, that we take into ourselves, and we are always on an alert kind of basis with our emotions. But Taurus isn't always on the alert. Taurus is always on the going out and doing these things. But like I said, it has the depositors, and it's in its fulfilled space, so it's not really pushing out a vibe. It's pushing out the vibe that's already there from its menstrual cycle of releasing, of its travailing pain and birth and things of that nature. So thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, with Virgo opposing Neptune, right, you could take the opportunity of, you know what I'm saying, generating new vibes to feel about your love matters, a new way to feel practically about your love matters. Make these details, the details of love, the details of home, the details of comfortability, the details that add to the comfortableness of our emotions. And emotions are more frequent and fast with the moon than it is Venus. Venus is about emotions that you are loving and compromising and indulging and desiring, and the moon's is at home, and these things can have substantial value to everyone. That's why its cardinal modality is the vibe. And that's opposed to Neptune, where we're taking our home and we are relating that gift, and that gift, you know what I'm saying, can get you lost in the sauce as far as presenting energy that ain't what it is behind closed doors at home, as opposing the details that have been presented, so you can learn, so you utilize some of that Pisces energy with the sextile to make that comfortability look more like a dream that you could be comfortable in as far as your love matters. And then you can use the Virgo energy to look at the details and why you're seeing this image, why you're picking up on this emotion, as far as the mutable water and cardinal water modality in that sense there. So that's the breakdown. The moon's still in Gemini, so if you're listening to this video, watching this video, you're gonna see it through the lens of, you know what I'm saying, the natal alignments that I have, or the collective natal alignments with Gemini relating, or like I said, the misunderstanding between how deep things are going. And it's a cardinal square. I'm gonna say that because the South Node is in Libra, and this is like our third or fourth cardinal cross, because Pluto is in Capricorn, South Node is in Libra, North Node is in Aries. So squaring the North Node, we are learning how to express our own energy, emotional energy and emotion that's moving the collective. It's like moving the goalposts for us to help us out, get our first down, moving, nudging, urging, you know what I'm saying? Because the cardinal is giving something else to be fixated on, to go deep with, see what's behind the surface level of our comfort zone. And so, like, we're expressing this new way of expressing an emotion, as far as the sun, as far as the North Node in Aries. And then we are learning how to be comfortable in our uncomfortability as we are communicating about past relationships that may have not had the balance that we expected, not had the diplomacy that we expected. So you're expressing that in a less dense way, in a lighter, airy fashion, bringing people together and not just focus on our own letting the vibe go. Because, like, as far as initiating, you don't have to keep up an image when you do a spark. But Libra is about Venus, is relating, compromising, so it's giving off that mutable energy. So squaring that North Node, you got to learn that. And opposition of Pluto, I just went over that. So thank you guys for tuning in. That was another Astro Talk and Breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. That helps so much. My accounts are going up every day, and we're getting a broader reach so people can get and receive that message that needs to be received and heard from y'all boy, Moss 808. So thank you. Peace.